Person, but Mr. Obiora Oji, who is the media consultant for the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, and he's live in the studio to help us look at this very interesting talking point. Good morning, nice to have you in the studios.
I appreciate you, thank you for having me.
All right, let's look at, first of all, local government administration in the country. How important is local government administration for the entrenchment of democracy at the grassroots and the country as a whole?
First of all, I want to thank you for having me here, and to a large extent to bring the greetings of the entire 774, which is in the Constitution, and development councils and area councils across the length and breadth of the country. I want to bring the greetings across these local governments and area councils, and at the same time, the greetings of the National President of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, Alabi Kolade David, who has always made it possible, to steer the ship of the association, bringing them as an amalgam, harmonizing the activities, the agendas, and at the same time, the issues that has to do with local government for the past 5 years, and it's quite welcoming.
Okay, let's look at, we know how important the local government is in administering governance, but we also know they face challenges in the issue of autonomy and all that, and state governors not agreeing to give them full autonomy. How has it been, getting the job done?
Yeah, constitutionally, first of all, a system of local governments under the Section 7, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, would I say was guaranteed or is guaranteed?
It's guaranteed.
Yeah, so to a large extent, why I use that is and was because they are making it as if it's something that is in the past.
Okay.
It's not, it's something that is sacrosanct and iron cast. And that is to say to a large extent that you find out that across these greetings boundaries, all the local governments have not had up to 50% that are practicing a democratically elected local government system. And you find them practicing it in breach and a lot of infractions and making all manner of names in terms of caretaker, in terms of transition, administration, interim management and stuff like executive secretary and stuff like that. This is quite unconstitutional. So, and it is a very serious concern to the local government in terms of development, because the framers of the Constitution, both in the letters and the spirit, they looked at the essence, the need for this local government system to cascade this power, to cascade the concerns, to cascade the interests, and at the same time the plan of the government down to the grassroots. We found out that nothing is happening across this over 50% of the entire local government system, because the state actors are not regarding them also as state actors. And to a large extent, you find them having most of the developmental projects that were supposed to be carried out by the local government chairman and the local government institution, including the councillors who are supposed to be sitting and having some of their meetings, and at the same time appropriations and every other thing. Those things are not done. So it's just like a winner takes all or one-man show. So that has been the trajectory of local government system, chronicling the Constitution, which I say is and was.
Okay, let's look at ALGON, for instance. What has the challenge for ALGON been so far? Because I know the last meeting you've had was one in almost the whole in 6 months, which was very unusual because ALGON usually did have meetings to look at challenges. How has it been for ALGON, and is it that ALGON has not gotten that legal backing from the National Assembly or the executive for them to be able to, ensure that there's implementation of what their mandate is?
Yes, as an iconic journalist, you're also aware that quoting what you just quoted is the issue of National Assembly, that's in terms of the legislatures, and at the same time, even the executive. So in this issue of separation of powers, and at the same time, it has not really gone down well in terms of bringing the required development projects and also instituting a democratically elected system in the local government structure. So given that scenario, I can also take it down to the grassroots, where, for instance, you have for instance, a solar system.
Okay.
Where there's no power system, everybody has handsets, and in the morning, people go to that solar system to go and put up their phones and everything to charge. That is the history of local government. That is the attribute of local government. Because it is the only government that they know. It is the only government that they feel their pulse within that climb. So to a large extent, everything moves towards the chairman. Everything moves towards the local government. And you find out that all the stakeholders, all the cries to democratize the system, and at the same time strengthen the system by ensuring that there are enabling environment for investors to come across the local government, and even the government, for the local government chairman to also develop and to see that some of these things are done in a way that people will no longer almost have 100% dependence on the local government system. They are not done. It's only the likes of few states that are practicing a democratically elected local government system, and they're enjoying it. I can just name some few.
Which of the states are those states?
Yeah, Lagos has been very consistent.
Okay.
His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu has taken it from where both Fashola, even across the value chain of administration, including the leader of the country now, Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He revolutionized the local government system, and that has been very, very exemplary. His presence then dots with all manner of developmental strides and changes. He brought a lot of transformation in the system. So I think it has given a kind of agenda setting for other local governments to emulate. There are some other local governments that are practicing democratically elected system.
Okay, I know that Honorable Kolade Alabi, who is the president of Argon, has done a lot to see the unity of Argon and also development in local government areas. What has been his biggest challenge to date as regards, because I knew there was a time there was this issues within the Argon as a body. How has that transformed Argon thus far?
Yeah, I take it from top, to your question,
okay,
to bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, the issue you mentioned, there's no longer issues in the local government system now because Argon is one now. Even last week when we had a NEC meeting at
so the one man called Maja.
Yeah, Maja came and he tried to reunite with the association, and also said that Argon is one and that we certainly need to move forward. Having exited as a local government chairman, and also seen that there's certainly no way there's need for one voice in the desert. The voice has to be collective so that we can also put a proper agenda, and the voice will be heard. So he said it's very, very important that he's happy to reunite with the family, and Argon took it with a very, very interesting welcome, and he was given a clean bill of health. So well, that is by the way. And having said that, the local government system, as it affects the challenges of the administration of Alabi Kolade David, the national president of Argon, has been that of how best to unify the association and also take it from where his predecessors, the other former local government chairman and the other former national presidents have taken it to. These national presidents have, in one way or the other, canvass for a democratically elected system that can grant that autonomy, that can not just autonomy per se, but financial autonomy, that can also give them the requisite funds and also requisite powers to dispense some of the constitutional mandates. But unfortunately, there are some states that are frustrating that effort. And these states that are frustrating that effort are those that are running it with all this makeshift, like I did say before now, interim, blah, 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 stuff like that. And if you go to those states, you find out that development is very much, non-existent, because the things that they do are certainly nothing to write home about. At the end of the day, it's just to pay salary, and the local government system is in tatters. So basically, he has been charged with the responsibility of trying to, canvass through advocacy, going to National Assembly, as they have even also, reenact that by visiting last week with some leadership of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, alongside the BOT and the NEC, to visit. They also give a thumbs up to the recent...
is there a confirmation now that, is there a confirmation from the National Assembly to say they're going to support the issue of consistent elections now, especially for states that have not been doing so?
I think the legislatures, the National Assembly, with due respect to them, have also seen the need. You know, back in the days when the 360 federal constituency was constituted under the 8th and 9th Assembly to move down to the local councils to have a democratically elected system and to sound the opinion of the masses the constituents, because power belongs to the people. To know exactly what they feel, how are they going to vote. So in an effort to do that, you find out that some governors, with due respect, connive with the members of the State Assembly to, to bring down that very lofty initiative. And unfortunately, between you and I and the Nigerians, they knew what transpired. Even the State Assembly that are supposed to be talking about their own autonomy, we're saying, no, we don't need autonomy. And that is laughable. So to a large extent now, that has been granted. And the Argon National President has also continued to, look at those international standard best practice, traveling, traversing the length and breadth of the country.
Talking about that, there was this comment about certain 500 billion dollars that was supposed to Nigeria local government areas could benefit from if they had a democratically elected governance at the level. How can you expatiate on that?
Yes, because
how is Nigeria and the local government, the 774 local government areas in Nigeria, going to benefit from that huge chunk of money?
Yeah, it may interest you to know that even some few weeks ago, the Senate rose to solicit the support of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to please block the funds of local governments that are not democratically elected. Why will this happen? This will happen because these funds are mismanaged. These funds are not put into proper use. And the very dangerous side of it, aspect of it, is that most of these international donors, most of these international partners, EU, Ford Foundation, and a lot of other donor agencies, United Nations, and that's the reason why the SDG failed. The Sustainable Development Goal, the Millennium Development Goal failed because it did not cascade down to the local government council. Then again, the Sustainable Development Goal has come. And what you do, what you see at the local government council, culverts, sometimes boreholes, sometimes, non-implementation of this development initiative. Even markets, some local governments are in tatters. There's no development initiative at all. And because you handpick somebody to come and be a local government chairman, the person may not be the mind of the people. It may not be the requisite person that has the credential, that has the know-how. So unfortunately, because of all these things, the leadership recruitment process has not given that political space that can warehouse professionals, that can warehouse experienced people to be in the field, and in the field of perhaps election. Then through the electoral process, they know whoever gets it. And most times when the election is conducted, you find some of the judicial pronouncements and some of the issues which all of us are seeing in Nigeria. So to a large extent, there has been a lot of advocacy. So going to National Assembly was also to let them know, and they have already seen that this is not the way to go. And that is why they are saying, let us appeal to President to please block the funds of non-elected local government system, citing some states like Benue and so many other states that are running the local government system. But that particular Benue was a case in point because the distinguished Senator Abamoro rose to present a very fatal concern and development of local government system in Benue State. And that's also taken from what transpired in Plateau. You know how the governor also exited the democratically elected local government chairman, and that has been a subject of court, which we may not talk now. So having said that, the Abamoro case was a spark. It was a trigger that gave the local government that gave the members of the National Assembly, both the Senate, both the
House of Rep,
Green and Red chambers. It triggered a lot of concern, and most of them even acknowledged that in their states, there are similarly non-existent form of local government system. And they have also known the import of such absence, because a lot of these donor agencies, like I said, they are jittery. They want an institutional framework and a democratically elected system where developments, if, for instance, they bring their fund, the fund could be managed properly, and they also know who to trace and who to attack on. So these are some of the reasons why even the national president, having moved here and there for some of these meetings, the United, he was in Tangier and giving instances of Tangier in Morocco, how a mayor was able to transform the Tangier government and even the people, the system, both putting all manner of infrastructures. You go to Egypt, he has given a lot of insights. South Africa, a lot of other countries. So there is need to have a paradigm shift from where we are to where we're supposed to be. By the time we're doing it, these international agencies that wants to partner with both the federal, state, and local government, we want whatever they want to do to move down to the grassroots. At a large extent in doing that, they need that institution that is strong, robust. So that is why we say, let us strengthen the local government system.
Okay, let's look at the role of the judiciary in supporting Argon and local government administration. Would you say the judiciary has done enough to show support, to press state governments to do the needful?
Judiciary has continued to be the last hope of common man. To a large extent, judiciary has also gotten a pass mark, given the fact that we have had a lot of judicial pronouncement that has favored the ill-fated non-performance of the local government system, especially through the use of this interim and makeshift administration. So judiciary has always made a very robust judgment in terms of that. I can refer you to Katsina, where some sitting local government area were moved away, and unfortunately by a lawmaker who was also governor then, and unfortunately that matter lingered up to Supreme Court for years. But the bottom line is that judiciary was able to, put their feet on ground and also grant that justice. And the injunction was given that these local government chairmen be returned and their allowances and everything that's been paid. And some other penalties was, given to the state. The same thing in Oyo, where a lot of local government chairmen were, rustic, were removed on in a manner of judicial executive rascality, and that was unacceptable. So we have seen that the issues dots here and there, from the north to south to west to east, and a good number of things that is happening now is that judiciary has always rise up to these challenges, and there is a very good partnership with the judiciary. Right. I can mention some of the names.
Let's look at, there's this accusation that local government chairmen are very wasteful because they are not directly monitored. Even when such resources or allocations are given to them, they cannot technically really account for them. Why some other accusation is the fact that local government chairmen, most of them do not reside at their local government areas per se. What do you have to say as regards this strong allegations?
Much as I cannot hold brief for the local government chairman in terms of mismanagement.
Well, have you had petitions to that effect?
Argon has not witnessed any petition, but much as I cannot hold brief to any of the local government chairmen, we've also seen a lot of infractions from states to even the federal government. So I think local government is not detached from the government. Yeah, from the government of the day. Talking about the arms of government, and at the same time the tiers of government. So when you say tiers of government, for instance, the federal, the state, and the local government, what you see that is happening in federal government and at the same time in the state is also a macrocosm for what is happening in the local government environment. So if you have one or two corruption issue or mismanaged that dots A, B, C places in local government council, there's certainly no way you can also not find that in the states or in the federal, but I cannot name names for now.
Okay, let's look at it in terms of allocation. How often do local governments truly get allocations? Because it's been some people, you talk to some people, they tell you they barely don't get allocations. Do local government areas in Nigeria truly get allocations?
I want to, first of all, thank the National President again, Alabi David of Algon, for having that kind of foresight and ideas in terms of how best to attack some of withholding funds of the local government council. In as much as that has been well executed, the federal governments, the past federal governments under President Muhammad Buhari, through the NFIU, brought a kind of resolution that local government councils should have their money direct transmitted. That is in terms of allocation. Because you find out in the constitution there was what is called JAC, Joint Account Allocation, which houses the collections, the funds of the local government council alongside the states. So, and at the end of the day, at the end of the month, they share, they share it. And unfortunately, that has not really
favored the local government.
Favored the local government system. So, and that's also why even this canvassing for autonomy has also been strong across the quarters to strengthen the local government system, so that local government can stand on its own. So the JAC issue has always seen the local government chairman being the goose that laid the golden egg. They feel so emasculated, and sometimes, most times, the sharing formula does not translate to what is real, what is on ground. So because of that, they do not have enough fund to attack the local government constitutional responsibility as provided in fourth schedule to the 1999 constitution, which provides even culverts, even gutter, even market, even burial ground, electric, a lot of things, including paying the primary school teacher salary, which is heavy. Because salary of teachers, graduates, NCE, HND, and at the same time degrees, when you put that together, you find out that it's massive. So the local government is overwhelmed with payment. The local government is overwhelmed with pension payments and gratuities. Local governments cannot move unless there is this enabling environment. And this enabling environment, just like the federal government is talking about ease of doing business, protecting investors, the government should also grant this local government autonomy through what they have really done. I know that it nearly scaled through in the 8th, 9th Assembly. But with just a few numbers, only now the gap is widening again. So it requires what I may suggest like executive order, any other political will, just like President Muhammad Buhari used the NISA to use the NFIU to put that an executive order to ensure that funds are transmitted. But how it is done presently, I don't know how it is if it is well monitored and the kind of impact is driving. But we're still having a good advocacy, talking about the need to strengthen the local government system, because a viral local government system is what will grant this country that kind of prosperity and the greater future that we all dream of.
Okay, let's just look at in terms of basic facilities, amenities at local government areas. How has it been, judging with the effort of local government chairman, basically from the Algon point of view now, in terms of medical, there's the health facilities, the education sector, transportation, housing. Has it been easy to achieve those aims, regardless of the allocations?
Local government is crippled in terms of finances, and there's certainly no way you will attack any project to fruition.
And they cannot generate?
Yes, because the IGR profile is too low. And even the IGR that you're supposed to be collecting, the state has a large, a fair share size of it. Like even the billboards, posters, and so many others. There are a lot of
the local government chairman can't collect those monies.
Yes, they can't collect. The little ones that they can collect are just within the local market, which is nothing to write home about. You find out that some local governments IGR cannot even take care of one minute servicing the local government system, the local government administration. What I mean servicing, providing those administrative things like papers and every other thing at a month, let alone talking about maintaining critical infrastructures like primary health and so many other things. But there's silver lining. The local government has always seen the need, including the chairman, of strengthening that system, even by themselves. Because at a point they also said deduct from us from our money. Let us have a consultant that can also help us with a hospital. So now they are working on a hospital project which dots the length and breadth of the local government system, and it's a project that is ongoing. In as much as you know that things are hard and it is always difficult to see how some of these projects are executed because of the spiraling cost of materials and also the bureaucracy that is tied to it. So having said that, there are so many other projects that they are embarking on, which has to do with things that can give local governments that enabling environment and that robust profile. But unfortunately, local government is not transactional, the system. Local government is not also a contract awarding institution. So if you say what they are doing, how is it translating, they can't do much. You and I, you have a local government and I have a local government. And you have your chairman. As a media person, not by way of interviewing him, but you can just sound him out. How is he faring? What is the allocation? Which one goes to salary? At the end of salary, what do you take? So it's something that has raised a lot of concern. Even our senators, even our state the governors, even Mr. President, everybody has a local government system. And they at some point, they go to their constituency, even if not during elections. So they get all this information. So that's why we're hoping that this present regime could help, having transformed in the past and has some of these evidences, very, 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 very meaningful and still date.
All right, I just want to shed the light a little bit before we wrap it up, talking about the man leading Argon right now. In your last meeting, I did hear him say there were some international bodies that he was part of now, or Argon is affiliated to. How does this translate to foreign investment for local governments and getting some maybe projects coming to local government directly?
Yeah, thank you so much. This is an area that will not even be exhaustive if we begin it today, because having seen that we have derailed for years and there's need to connect the dots and there's need to close those gaps. The national president, Alawi David, in his wisdom, has continued to honor the meetings that were either not honored before or were honored with some form of apathy. Because if you don't have somebody that is motivating you or that moral booster, you cannot fire on. Just like you will say in the military. The military, the soldiers, by the time they're in the battlefield, you need a kind of moral booster, encouraging you, do this, do that, and something like that within their command and control center. So, having said that, the local government, the successive the previous national presidents, past national presidents, have not been much able to, drive the kind of agenda that is being driven now. Why do I say so? Because of the kind of enabling environment and the kind of encouragement. This NFIU was a big encouragement. And now again, Mr. President, a lot of people are very much, hopeful that things are going to change. So having traversed this in the past few months, he has been in Brussels, he has been in United Nations, he has been in United States of New York, making case for the local government system. And that is why he has seen some of the things that we are losing investment, foreign direct investment, losing infrastructures that could have come from donor agencies, losing partnership, with due respect, partnership with international agencies. So most of these things are things that could have helped the local government in developing the health sector, the market, the education, even the leadership in terms of training. Most times you see some of these local government chairmen in African countries, like even Sudan, in Egypt, traveling outside the country to go and have that international best practices training. By the time they come back, they see needs assessment. They see from where they are and where they are going to. So this trip he has embarked on has set a very robust agenda for local government. And that is why when he came back, he was able to say, let us assemble our brothers, our colleagues, to let them know that we need to strengthen this local government system, and we have to be at the forefront to continue to make case for local government, so that those things that are lacking, so that those things they are losing can be retrieved. So having said that, agenda and programs are ongoing, minute by minute, consulting and at the same time interfacing with some of these development partners on ways they can come to Nigeria to invest in the local environment.
All right, in case you're joining us, we've been talking about the local government administration in the country and ways of ending the caretaker community syndrome, which seems to pervade across the 36 states of the Federation. But thank God things are taking a turn, and we must give credit to the leadership of Honorable Kolade Alabi, who is the president of Algon, and his team for trying to drive the process towards that direction. We've been talking with the media consultant of Algon in the person of Mr. Obiora Oji, who has been shedding light as regards the challenges facing local government chairman in the country and the way forward. Oji, I want to say a big thank you for joining us on Global Morning and helping us look at the challenges faced by local government chairman and the processes of getting a better elected local government chairman across the 36 states of the Federation. All right, that's how much time is going to allow us to take on Africa's Finest Breakfast Show. My name is Anthony Momodu saying thank you for being part of the very best of this morning. Not forgetting a big thanks to my colleague Jumari Mountain and also Uyi, who has been, and the entire production team for making sure Africa's Finest Breakfast Show came out amazing. And not forgetting my producer out there, his name Yusuf and Jackson, who just took over, and the cameraman behind the scene. Thank you very much for everyone who contributed to making this package amazing. I want to say good morning and keep watching Africa's Finest.